couple years ago, I got a really good autumn shot in this area. But today, we're in winter, kind of late winter. Snow is melting off and leaves are not on the trees. So it's going to be a challenge. Let's go see if we can find a shot in the same spot. Now this autumn photo I got a couple years ago, when I took the photo, I didn't think much of it at all. I was more excited for the waterfall shots and stuff that I got in the area that day. But when I got home and was processing the images, and my wife saw that photo, that one was her favorite. So I took a second look at it and it started to grow on me. So I'll put the photo up. This is the photo that we're gonna be trying to get an equivalent composition to and see if we can find something that can stand up to the autumn colors during the winter, the bones of the trees. So this particular location here, I actually used to live right up here. My dad lived here. And when I retired from the Navy, I moved in with my parents here and till I could get my own place after moving up. And this particular trail I'm on, I used to bring the daughter down on the four-wheeler and we'd go riding down through here, down to the falls, having a good old time. So I'm familiar with the trail. Haven't been out here in a long time because I moved, 10 minutes away from here. But it's good to be back here. I don't come out this way too often anymore. Not seeing many compositions out here on the trail, but one thing I always say is when you're looking for compositions while you're hiking, always make sure to stop, turn around, and look behind you.
Looking for a photo or a view? Here's a fun trick just for you. Stop, turn around, and look behind you. Stop, turn around, and look behind you. Stop, turn around, and look behind you.
So this is the area where I got that composition, and let's take a look at it. I don't recall exactly where I stood or what the exact composition was, but I know it was somewhere over here. I could have been down in there somewhere. I do not know. I'm going to take a look around, see if I can find a composition. I don't think I'm going to find anything over this way, but I'll go take a look. So I'm looking down here. Wonder if I get low and line up those 4 trees, if there would be anything there. We'll come in and take a look. Got my shadow here, so that's going to make it a little tough. Maybe, ooh, that shadow. But let me see. Not that compelling. Let me try down lower. We're gonna come down this way where I can hold onto a tree and not slide down the hill. Ugh. A lot of sky in the shot. Clouds aren't doing much. But we got ice, we got flowing water, we've got snow. Maybe a long exposure here. You know what? I'm gonna give it a try. I don't know how it'll look, but I'm gonna give it a try. I do worry that my tripod will end up being completely in the way, or my shadow will be right where I don't want it. If I could stay over here and stay low, this might work. Let me get a view of this. The ice and water on the right side. Let me switch to video. So here's what I'm looking at. Darken it a little bit. Something around there. Raise it up a little. We'll go lower. I don't know, it feels too heavy on the left side. And if I just do that, I'm not sure. You know what? That could work. If I go a little wider, I've got leading line with the edge of the snow. The trees are pretty good separated. Although I could... You know what? We're going to try this right here. So let's try that. Wonder. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely put it on the tripod. So, X marks a spot on the ground. Let's get her out and give it a try. Something like that. Right about here. All right, let's see. I definitely don't want F22, so let me drop that back down. We're going to do around F9. I probably want to use a filter. I don't even know if you guys can see me where I'm at. Adjust the camera. All right, here's where I'm at. All right, so first I will hit video again, just so we could see where I'm looking. I'll dial it in after I get my filters on and put it in photo mode here. I don't know that I need a circular polarizer. There are some reflections, but those might be a good thing. So instead, we're going to start with a 6-stop ND. We're just going to throw that on, just like that. Nice and easy. Now we can slow down that shutter. Oh, I need to go into photo mode. That'll help. All right, drop that shutter speed. There we go. Looking pretty good. I'm right at 24 mil. I don't think I want to put the ultra wide lens on. I think 24 is looking good. What if I zoom in a hair? I think I like the 24 actually. I may end up requiring multiple exposures for focus stacking, and that wasn't supposed to be on. I don't usually have touch screen to take a shot turned on. So let me turn that off. There it is. Touch shutter disable. There we go. I will usually focus, zoom in, check it, maybe zoom, look around the frame. Yeah, the close weeds are definitely out of focus. Background is probably out of focus. I don't want to go too high of an f-stop. F8, f9 is the best area for my camera, my lens. And I don't think even going to f12 or 13 would help a lot. Let me refocus. Zoom in. Yeah, the close twigs right here, those are still out of focus. So I will first focus on those, and I will take that shot. I need to drop my aperture back down. We'll do f10. If I like my exposure here, looks pretty good. We're gonna go with that one. All right, now I'm gonna do a 3 focus stack. I'm gonna focus mid-ground up where the edge of the stream is now. Do one right there. And then we're gonna focus, well, let me review that one. Maybe the background is in focus here. Let's see, no, the back trees are out of focus. So I will now focus in the background like so. That should get the back trees in focus. Looks good. If I come back, mid-ground is in focus, foreground is in focus. Do I need one between those two? Doesn't look like I do. It should be okay. I should be able to stack those up. And we will stack those in Photoshop. So that's my winter composition. I don't know that I'll find another one, but we'll go take a look around, see what we can find. Oh, I wanted to check the water. I didn't check to see how the flow on the water is. Not too bad. I could go longer. Don't think I need to. All right, let's go with that. Put my filter back where it goes, which is right here. Nice and easy. Grab my lens cap, pop that back on, and we're good. I didn't want to do that. It's all right. Stuff's made to get wet, I think. Well, it looks like that was about it. I don't know if I succeeded. We'll find out when I get home. All right, so I'm gonna see if we can go out here and get a composition of these falls. And I'm thinking of standing right there on the water, going that way. Sticking right here. I can probably go ahead and turn on video on this just so you can see what I'm looking at here. So here's where I'm at. I'm at about 15 millimeter right now. I've got on this side, the edge of this little pool coming across. Got the foreground falls. Of course, I got the ice coming up on this side here. And then it all goes up to the back falls, to that area. Minimal sky, if any, up in the back. So I think this will work. Clearly, I need to put an ND filter on, but maybe two, we'll see. I'll start taking some pictures and we'll walk through it. I'm going to just see what the circular polarizer does for me here. It makes the water completely brown. So here's polarizer. If I turn it, you can see the reflections in the water. If I turn it back, those pretty much go away. I'm not sure which way I would want it. We'll do it with the polarizer on first, but we do need to slow it down some more. I'm going to start with a 6-stop, and if that's way too slow, which it may be, then we'll change it out. Make sure they're not too dirty. This one can use a wipe before I put it on. And that just stacks on just like that. All right, going into camera mode. We need to brighten that puppy up. Oh yeah, I think that's going to be too slow. However, I can do a separate exposure for the pool to smooth that water out, and then one for the falls. So, on my histogram. Wow, I'm at 20 seconds right now. That should really slow it down. Oh, I got the sun coming through up there. I'm at 14. 15, that's not bad. Let me put my hood on. That might help block out the sun a bit. Yeah, that's better. So we are going to go with this. Let me get a close focus. Zoom in, make sure. Yeah, it looks good. All right, this is a 20-second exposure here. You know what? I didn't turn off image stabilization. That may make a difference. Let me review my image. Oh, that water looks nice. It might have actually went too long. Trying to tell if everything is sharp. It looks pretty good, but you know what? I think I'm going to play safe and turn off that image stabilization just to be safe. It's off now, so we will do this again. You just double check the focus and shoot it. That's a long 20 seconds. Zoom in. That focus might even be better. We'll keep the image stabilization off for now. I need to change the filter. Just need to be careful I don't pull them off when I mess with that lens hood. That one's on. Let's change this out. I don't want it 20 seconds. That's a little bit too long. So we're gonna drop it down to a 3-stop. All right, 3-stop. Now we're at about 2.5 seconds. Double check my focus. All right, 15 mil. Focus close. Oh, that's better. That's a lot better. That's a lot better. I focused close. Plenty of detail there. We are at F10. I'm going to go ahead and do a mid-range focus. I didn't look at what the waterfall looks like. That looks not bad. I could probably slow it down though. That water's moving pretty fast. I'm going to do a mid-range focus at the falls. I'm just going to go ahead and take one there. So now the tricky part. I need to keep an eye on what the histogram looks like. You know what? Before I do that, let's focus in the distance. And just take one for the background, just to be safe. Before I change filters to speed up. Drop this back in. I'm only going with a circular polarizer. 1/4 of a second. Same focus I did. You know what? I'm going to do mid-focus. That was a very quick 1/4 of a second. And the falls still look good. They're flowing. That's plenty. I got a lot more detail. And the distant falls looks okay. Got the sun shining up there. Just giving a nice rim on the top of the falls. That looks nice. Almost wondering if I want to do a zoomed in shot of that from here. I don't know, with it so icy, I don't know that I could get up close to the falls. But I don't like all the trees in the way from here. You know what? Let me see what I can do vertically. Right there. One up close. Focus right there. One back far. Zoom in. Oh, that's pretty. Well, that's about it for today. It's getting chilly, temperature's dropping. Got my gloves on, and I gotta hike out of here. I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Got your tip now, don't you wait. Let's make this channel super great. Like and subscribe, join the crew. We've got more photo fun for you. Like and subscribe.